My Chicago Bears have been on an extraordinary run. Um, that pass by Caleb Williams was an all-timer. Nevertheless, I did miss that live. I will explain. I did miss, I missed the shenanigans in the fourth quarter. I would explain, and we'll get to that. But first, I want to send a special shout out to my wife who treated me to a fabulous weekend. We first went to this is like an early Christmas gift. So we went to see the Sixers play the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. It's always been a bucket list. And I gotta tell you, if you've never been to Madison Square Garden, please go because it's a phenomenal experience. It's first class. It was just first class. Let's just say that. The popcorn is first class. And to harp on that, generally when I get any venue I go to, I have to have their popcorn, whether it be, I don't know, I've been about maybe 3 or 4 games this year. I'm not sure how many, but let's say I go to watch, I think the first Delaware State versus Delaware this year. I got their popcorn. You go to a Sixers game. I went to a Sixers game earlier this season. I had a popcorn. Um, the Navy game. I, I have their popcorn because I just love popcorn. And generally, you get the red and white box, right? And it's basically no butter on it, and but it's good. It's absolutely good. Really is good. Now, the Madison Square Garden experience, the popcorn was first class, and I mean was first class. They give you a white bucket, okay, and of course you got two options. You get the free refill one, which is of course they give you a big Knicks bucket, or you can get the all white medium popcorn, round shaped. So I opted for that because I didn't want to eat too much popcorn and then feel off like crap after the game. So I got that, and they got this big spoon of butter. Would you like butter? I say, yeah, of course. And they poured it on, and it 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 was so good. The popcorn was phenomenal. I mean, it was some good ass popcorn. So we get there and get our popcorn. We go to our seats, and the seats were first class. They were so comfortable. I mean, Madison Square Garden I was surprised on how nice it was. I was surprised. It's one of the oldest venues in the United States of America. And it was nice. It was just a nice arena. And they had it nicely decorated with the Christmas stuff and all that. And to give you a little bit, and then the Sixers, and they come out, and I'm thinking, I felt the Sixers were in a good spot here because the Knicks had just came off a win the night prior. They beat the Indiana Pacers. So I thought the Sixers were in good shape to win, in which, of course, they did. And I got a chance to see Spike Lee. I got a glimpse of Spike Lee, and it's not the clearest version, but you could see Spike Lee chit chatting with the players, and I was able to get a nice little close up snapshot. And of course, the picture is not as clear as I want, but it is Spike Lee nevertheless. I would probably hang that up in my basement, and it was just an awesome experience to go to the next game. It really was. And for the Sixers to win, that was just cherry on top because of course, we wanted to see our Sixers perform, and I gotta tell you the introductions of the Knicks. Now I put this on my TikTok channel, and the introductions are phenomenal. I mean, it's top notch. It got a lot of likes, a lot of views. I mean, the Knicks really did a great job with their introductions because I love introductions. So it all started back when the Bulls in the heyday of Michael Jordan and all them, and they do that. Of course, I believe it's called, I forget who named the song, but or who sung the song, but it just that the Bulls. were probably the greatest introduction that you've ever saw. I mean, it's top notch with the lights going out and just the Bulls probably have the best introductions of all time, but the Knicks is up there. That was good. Now, after the Sixers won the game, we're leaving Madison Square Garden, and next thing you know, one of my favorite Christmas songs come on with Mariah Carey. You know, all I want for Christmas, and it was just a perfect night. It was so perfect. And then we went to a nice little bar after that. Then we went back to the room. So then I'm gonna get to why I miss all the Bear shenanigans now. Here's why I missed all the shenanigans. Saturday is here. So Saturday mornings around 11 o'clock, we get to New York City. We got to catch the train and we catch the, went to the, had to go to the airport because we stayed in the airport location on Elizabeth. So we took the AirTran to New Jersey Transit. And then about 30 minutes later, you're at, what is it, Penn Station. So we get to Penn Station. It's around 11:30, 12. We first want to get a bite to eat. So we go to get Juliana's Pizza, which is in Brooklyn. And the pizza was good. It was a margarita style, but not a bad. My wife likes it. She likes margarita style. But look, it was good. It was very good. It was whole fire and Juliana's a great experience. Great experience. I had a little glass of wine to start a little glass of my pizza and then had some water and everything. Then we was able to, so we spent about an hour there. So now it's about 1 o'clock. Now we want to head over to 14th Street and we want to do a little shopping. So we went over to 14th Street and doing a little shopping over there and buying some Christmas gifts and stuff like that. And that takes us up to around, I don't know, 3 o'clock. Then we want to go to Soho. We go to Soho District and we do some more shopping. So now it's about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 o'clock. Now we want to go get something to eat. So now we're headed down to one of my favorite little Mexican spots. It's called Empalum, I believe. Empalum, I can't pronounce the fucking name, but so we go there. They got these great wings and these nachos were top notch and everything. Or it was just phenomenal. So we got, and plus we caught the Eagles and Commanders game. So while we're watching Eagles Commanders game, we're eating. And now it's about, I don't know, 6:37. So understand I've been walking now. I've been walking for a total of 6 hours. And my knees are like killing me. My knees are just absolutely killing me right now. So we do all that, and I said, let's find a Bears bar. So we're looking for Bears bars, and we found Overlook, okay, which is kind of it's off. It's near the Grand Station in New York City, in Manhattan. So we had to catch two trains to get there. So we caught the first train to Times Square, then we had to get off in Times Square and then catch another train that took us up to where we had to go, which is the Grand Station. So we get off there to go to 44th and we're walking about, I don't know, about 10-minute walk from the train station. So we finally get to the bar and it's everything what I would expect from a Bears bar. You got the Bears flag flying up there and you're like, wow, this is cool. And you go inside the bar, it's nothing but Bears fans and they're just coming in by the droves, man. They're coming in and they got the Packers jersey on the ground. It says step on this jersey. I step on it, gave a nice some and all the build up to the game. You just felt the energy in that place. There's this great energy in there. And the game starts and we're pumped, man, because the Packers they went for it on fourth down. And remember the first drive of the game, the Packers went for it on fourth and one, and they didn't get it. I think Love made a errant pass in a corner, and the Bears did a good job defending it. So then the Bears get the ball, and the bars is going. The bars is rowdy right now. Caleb is making these great passes. The run game is working. Everything is working in the Bears' favor. And we get all the way down to Packer territory. We get there. I think it was I don't know. We have our fourth and goal situation from like the 10-yard line, I believe, if I remember correctly. So once we do that, Ben Johnson gets QQ. He calls like his fourth and one. You've been running the ball great. You've been, Ben Johnson decides to have Cole Kmet go up the center and play like they're about to do a tush push. And Drew Dalman, the center, snaps the ball over the running back's head. And it was a total disaster. And it was like, this is not what I came here to see. The energy of the bar just went out the window. I was pissed off. I'm angry. I'm now because I'm standing. I'm in this bar. I'm standing. There's no seats in this bar. I'm standing. My legs are hurting. And come on over here to watch that. Okay. So the second quarter comes. My wife's ready to go now because she's tired. And of course, she catches an Uber back to the room. I said, I'll be there. I'm gonna try to hold on and I want to watch this team win. I think they're going to do it. I feel it. They're going to do it. And the second quarter goes up to halftime. The Bears still haven't scored points yet. And the energy of the bar is bad. It's just bad energy. Nobody's, it's quiet. Everybody's getting impatient. The Bears are doing just being stupid, making dumb plays. You got a bunch of three and outs. Then halftime comes and goes, and here we are in the third quarter. And in the third quarter, the Bears, you thinking Ben Johnson, I've said this in the past show that he makes great adjustments into the third quarter. So the third quarter comes and the Bears are doing the same thing. It's just three and outs. It's just nothing is, I think they got a field goal maybe. Nothing is working for this team. And then Love gets hurt, of course, back in. And then remember, Love got hurt. I forget what, I think it was the second quarter. And Willis comes in and he's looking better than Caleb. He's playing better than Caleb Williams, our star quarterback. He's playing better than Caleb. And this is really annoying me. So now I'm thinking the worst. I said, man, they're not going to win. And I'm in this bar and I'm standing. I've been walking for hours in New York City in the early part of the day. Now I'm at this bar. My legs are hurting. I'm still standing. I'm watching shitty football. And I said, I just said, you know what? I'm leaving. I left because I thought the game was. And I should have known better. I've said this in my previous shows on how mentally stable this team is and how mentally strong they are. And I went against I went against my theory and I left because I thought the Bears were going to lose the game. So I decided I didn't catch an Uber back to the room. I said, I'm just going to take the train. I'm going to do it the long way. I'm going to take the train back to 42nd Street, get off on 42nd, catch another train to 34th Penn Station, and then I'm going to catch the New Jersey Transit back to Elizabeth, which is about maybe roughly that takes about 2 hours to do. And yes, because I didn't want to, first of all, I knew when I get in the train inside the terminal, I'm not going to have good Wi-Fi, so I can't even see the score. I was hoping the Bills would just put off a miracle, and while I'm just riding in this train, and sure enough, I get on the New Jersey Transit. I'm heading back to the room, and I get a call. It's my uncle. My uncle Larry hits me up, and when I saw his name popped up, I said, "This has to be good news." If you understand the history of me and my uncle, back in the day when the Bears would have a bad game, Uncle would give me a call. He'd be the first to call and just rub it in there. The Bears are terrible, they're horrible. He'll get his little 2 cents in. Now, this time around, recent times, he's been calling when something good happens to the Bears, and he will congratulate me. That's when I knew that the Bears done something. because early in the season against the Bengals, that's another game I missed. I missed that Bengals game when the Bears pulled off another miracle. I missed that because I got pissed off. I told you I am an idiot fan. I can't take these close games when the Bears are looking shitty and sloppy. I just can't take it. I just have to leave. So he called it at that time. Now, when he called it, I didn't recognize his phone number because I'm generally used to house number, but he has a cell now, and I didn't find out it was him until my cousin called me an hour later and said, "Hey, that was Dad. You missed his call." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad. I didn't know his number. Now I locked his number in my phone, and this time when he called me, I said something good had to happen. He's calling. I picked up. Congratulations! What y'all pulled it out? I'm like, this is the first I've realized I didn't, I said, I got pissed off, left the bar. I said, you're the first to break this news to me. And he was cracking up because he knows how I get when these games get out of hand. And so I missed everything in the fourth quarter. And my apologies to those of you who expect me to give a little better commentary regarding this game. And I wish I could show the bar reaction. I could have had it on video. And it was, listen, it is what it is. And the Bears pulled it out. Um, Caleb Williams he is officially out of the doghouse, and it took a long time for him, but I mean, pulling off that I understand Jordan Love did not play in the second half. I get that, and I wish it was a quarterback duel, but I'm gonna give him a pass. But you just can't make that up. That pass to DJ Moore was perfect, and of course, the drive before to tie the game when the Bears got the onside kick. And they drove down the field. I think he had a little scamper to get more yardage, and then he throws I think it's fourth down, and he throws a ball in a deep in the right corner of the end zone to find Jade Walker, and and then we go to overtime, and then of course the play happened, and you just can't make this season up, man. This is probably one of the greatest Bears seasons that I've ever been a part of. Now, of course, it is bittersweet because I have missed some of the dramatics that have happened with this team. But for the most part, it has been a phenomenal season. And I'm looking forward to the playoffs. The Bears clinched yesterday with Pittsburgh beating Detroit. And we haven't clinched the division. Of course, I think we got to win. We got to beat San Francisco next week, which I think we can because San Francisco's playing tonight and the Bears have more time to prepare for this game. So I do believe that we can beat San Francisco and clinch the division next week. Um, I got to tell you, man, this is Caleb Williams has done more in 2 years than Jay Cutler has done in his 7 years. That's how good he's been. And even last year. And Caleb, he's had some games where he brought this team back from the jaws of defeat and made it a game. I can remember that game against Minnesota last year. He he showed them traits. It's just unfortunately we had a wrong coach and Matt Eberflus who just didn't know how to use the clock. He was just a horrible head coach. He's the worst coach of all time, in my opinion. And for that particular reason, we only won 4 games. This year, you're seeing him with a better head coach, and he just has so much confidence. Now, look, he still has his games where he can look like crap in the first part of the game, and then he will find a way to will this team to victory. I mean, I just have not seen this in my entire life as a Bears fan. You can go back to Cutler, to Grossman, to Trubisky. Caleb is doing so. He's doing accomplishments so much in so short of time than any of these quarterbacks. But he's phenomenal. I mean, you got to give him his props. He's doing this is the dream quarterback that we've all wanted, and we finally got him. And the reason why it took him so long to get out of the doghouse because, like I said, you'll have these games and they're spotty. Most of his games are spotty, and he doesn't really outperform the other quarterback. And the same can be said for this game. It seemed like Willis outplayed him in some sense, but he came away with the win. And so I don't know. You just have to give it to him. You say, okay, this is what it is. Caleb, and he still had a great game. 19 for 34, 250 yards, and now he's like 400 and some odd yards away from breaking a franchise record in passing yards. Um, so I mean, you just can't ask for a better season than what we're going through right now. Next game up, you got the 49ers at San Francisco. Has been a house of horrors. It's been a house of horrors going out to that place to play. But I think the Bears are in a good place. I think we can pull this out because the 49ers are traveling cross country tonight to play the Indianapolis Colts. And then they got to go back. And then, of course, then they got a Sunday night affair with the Bears. And the Bears have had more time to prepare. The Bears have had an extra 2 days to prepare for the game. I'm going with the Bears. I think the Bears can pull that out and they can clinch the division next week. Detroit, I'm so happy that the Lions got beat by the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. It doesn't appear that we don't have to worry about the Lions. That last game of the week, I feared that the last game of the week will come down to who gets in the playoff between the Detroit Lions and my Bears. And unfortunately, the Lions lost yesterday, so we're already in the playoffs. Shout out to the Bears. It's been 5 years of agony. Trust. It's been as of being a fan of this team is hard. It really is. You got 2020. I remember like yesterday we drafted. That's the year that the Bears had that week. Matt Nagy was a horrible coach too, and he just we lost that game to the Saints in the playoffs. I won't forget it. I think Trubisky they had some type of fake play and he threw a bomb and the Bears dropped the damn ball in. Just dropped it. And that was just the exclamation point to a bad season. And then we went, of course, then we went the following season. In 2000, I believe 2021, yeah, 2020, we drafted Justin Fields. There's a lot of hope there. I remember getting phone calls from people. Yeah, Justin Fields gonna be great. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad, man. Y'all on y'all way back, man. Justin Fields is here. That ended up being a disaster. Justin Fields, he did have some highlights. They were running back highlights, as we all know. Justin Fields ended up being one of these quarterback that he will kill you with his legs more than his arm. And unfortunately, he never got the feel for the passing game, and it just ended up being a disaster. And then, of course, Nagy is fired. He bring in Matty Baflus. Now we have, of course, the Bears are of course, doing a cardinal sin, which is you never ever hire a head coach. And of course, the way it works is you you're supposed to cut a clean slate, and then you draft your quarterback and you have your head coach. But the Bears bought a Matty Baflus, even though Justin Fields wasn't his quarterback. So now you have to go through that again. And it ended up being a disaster all around. As Eberflus, we went through those. Remember that 14 game losing streak the Bears had? It was bad. It's been miserable being a fan of this team for the past 4 to 5 years, and now it's like we get redemption. We're getting all these great games, we're getting these miracle games. This is a redemption for all that misery that the Bears fans have put up with for the last 5 years. It feels right with this coach. It feels right with the quarterback. Finally, we feel like we have a combination that can take us not 3 years, not 4 years, but at least maybe the next 5 to 10 years. So let's all just embrace the moment, just embrace it because, like I said, as long as I've been a fan of this team, we just have not had this particular situation where we got the head coach that feels right and a quarterback that feels right. Every time we've had a head coach that's been successful, it generally was on the defense side of the ball with Lovie Smith. And of course, we always had issues with the offensive coordinator, as everybody knows. And then prior to Lovie Smith was I know Dick Duran. He was on the defensive side of the ball. He had that one great year in 2001 where the Bears won all these miracle games. But it was just different because we didn't have a quarterback. We had makeshift quarterback in Jim Miller. We knew Jim Miller. He was just a backup quarterback in a starter's role. We all knew that. But this feels right. We got the number one overall pick in the 2024 draft. We got a coach that is most are calling a generational coach. Mike Martz was just on 6-7 to score, and recently he said the Bears have a generational coach. And from a guy like Mike Martz, you got to take that and you got to believe it because Mike Martz, he was part of our history. Remember in 2010, Martz was the offensive coordinator when the Bears got to the last NFC Championship game, and so you got to understand that Mike Martz has a history with this team, and he's not gonna sugarcoat it. He's not gonna sugarcoat you at all. He's not gonna just tell you some bullshit. So you got to take it for what he said. Shout out to the Bears, great win. Bears are on their way to the playoffs. Thank God. Finally, there will be football in January that is meaningful. Everybody take it easy. Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a great new year. Of course, I'll be back by then, of course, but Merry Christmas to everybody. And I will see you guys, what is it, next Monday? I will do another show talking about the 49ers and the Bears. I'm out. Peace.